is Linda Easton with Linda Easton Coaching. So welcome to a little bit of review of what to do at month end. Now this is a time, today for instance, is when you need to reflect back on what happened during the month. And it helps you in your business to reflect back and think about what happened in that month, because then you can look forward. And if you wait until year end, I know we all love our year end planning and we set that time aside, but when you wait that long, a lot slips through the cracks and a lot of things just don't happen. I was talking to someone yesterday about how the sales cycle, how when you're an entrepreneur, how life can go up and down and up and down, and you can have clients and then not have clients. Well, here's the time to reassess. How did that month go, and was I doing all I needed to do to make it really work? Now, I'm working on a group coaching program called Women Mean Business, and this all is part of what that course is going to put forth for you, how to really take your business to the next level by being serious and intentional about what you're doing in your business. And I think, you have all the power in you to make it happen and to make your business an amazing success. I just want to be there to kind of keep tweaking what is happening every day and for us to connect. And one of the main goals for Women Mean Business is for us to create a community of women who are supporting each other, who are there for each other, who are there with answers for each other whenever we need it. So think of it more like a mastermind as opposed to just some workshop that you're signed up for and the lessons are going to come and go, because we're going to have real live coaching together each month where we can connect all of us together. Well, so back on that again, how are we going to connect? How are we going to relate to each other? And how are we going to talk about what we're doing in our businesses? And so this is a practice I've been doing in my business for many years, this monthly review. And some people have said that it's very different than anything they've done in the past. So I hope you find that it's helpful to you. So what I do is I take in my calendar actually, but you can do whatever you want, whether you want to just use a piece of paper or put it in your journal. This is another great thing to do at the end of your journal, when you're journaling every day, and then at the end of the month, take this time to kind of flip back through your journal, flip through your calendar, and see how all these things can be answered. But you want to write these down and make sure you spend a few minutes to fill it out. So one of the number one things I want you to start with, kind of like, when you're in your gratitude mode, to think about, what did I accomplish? Because sometimes we start with the negative and we think, what did I do today? What did I actually accomplish? What I want you to start with is, what did you accomplish? And this can be as much as that I wrote a blog every week, that I put that out there, that I attended 4 networking meetings this month. Whatever it is that you see as an accomplishment that you're proud of yourself for. And if anybody complimented you on anything, maybe you got a thank you note. Put that in there too, that you got that. Now the second thing that I want you to write down is your lessons learned. So maybe you're in a workshop, maybe you're in something other than Women Mean Business, and you learned some things. Maybe you learned about a new app. Maybe you're applying something new to your business. Maybe you did some continuing education in some form, whatever it is you're doing. If you're into the health field, maybe you went to another a workshop on how to expand your knowledge. And it could be just some simple, some life lessons that you learned. Maybe you learned that you need to take responsibility for what you're doing in your business, and 100% responsibility can make a big difference. So that may be a big lesson to learn and be very proud of. A third thing, you're going to love this one, things that sucked. And I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but sometimes we do things and they just sucked. We didn't anticipate maybe that our time was going to just be wasted, essentially. So, and we all do those things, and that's okay that we learn from that. This is a lesson learned, actually. But sometimes we need to acknowledge that maybe we did something maybe we tried something, maybe we spent too much time doing something that just in the end really sucked. Maybe we spent too much money on something and we really regretted it. Maybe we didn't make a decision quick enough. We missed out on a really amazing opportunity. So things like that, think about those things, and so that you can move on. So say, hey, I did that. I'm not going to do that again. I will tell you that I flipped back through my monthly calendars, occasionally, obviously, and I look at those and think, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that I made that mistake, and I don't want to do that again. So it's a good reminder of things that you've done that maybe you don't want to do again, right? We learn from our mistakes, right? But then there are the things that worked. So for instance, I will tell you that when I started doing videos and putting these in my blog and putting them on my website and sending out, any way I could get out my videos, I found that I got so much reaction from people about, oh, I saw your video, as opposed to, oh, I read your email. No, but when they see a video and it has great information in it, which I hope this is great information for you here on the last day of the month. And even if it's not the last day of the month, write these things in your calendar and somewhere or in that journal so that it reminds you to put these things in there. So you want to be ready, when the next month end rolls around. But things that worked, what just really lit you up this month? Maybe it was a new meeting you attended. Maybe you started, exercising in a different way every morning. Maybe you started doing videos. I mean, there could be a number of things. And so remember, just things that work doesn't necessarily mean something that made you money, but it could be just something that just really made you feel good, that made you feel like you were moving forward, made it feel like you were really succeeding in your business. So that's always a good thing. And then here is another really, really powerful lesson. And that is who I spent time with. Who I spent time with. And the reason I wrote there the big 5, and you've probably heard this before, but if you're not tracking it, once again, tracking is so important. So if you're not tracking it, this is a great place to do that. Really simple to say, who did I spend a lot of time with this month? If it was with this big 5, in other words, the people that you spend the most time with, they say, the 5 people that you spend the most time with are the people who influence you the most. The more time you spend with someone, obviously, you start picking up their speech habits. Studies have shown that when you go out after work, so to speak, having cocktails with someone or something like that, so the more people that are influencing you in that way, maybe you should be going for a hike instead of having a cocktail. So just different things, and just remember that this big 5 is really important. And I also like to think if these are clients of yours and you're spending way too much with certain clients where you're not really feeling the return on the what they're compensating you. So if they're not paying you enough to do this, if you leave their appointment or hang up the phone with them and say, wow, really? And you have to just completely resettle yourself and get yourself back on track. Maybe those aren't your ideal clients, and maybe it's time to move on from that client and find a client that's more appreciative of you and doesn't take the life out of you, is the way I like to put it. So that kind of fits into this category. Well, I hope this has really been helpful to you. I hope that the last, it's just been a few minutes. I hope that you watch this again and hold this thought, and maybe this afternoon or tomorrow, maybe this weekend, review your month and think about, what really worked for me. And remember that you can learn more of these wonderful things in the coaching program that I'm starting in the very, very near future called Women Mean Business, because we do, and we deserve it. So I look forward to seeing you next time. This is Linda Easton with Linda Easton Coaching.